Good morning, all you Dragon Soul fanatics and knowledge seekers. I am here today, or in this morning, to introduce what is known as the new Cyan gear coming out. If you look, you can look at your Holy Pale, click the info screen, go down and look at that blue object right there. Now that is not blue gear you're looking at, it's Cyan gear. Now it hasn't been made available yet, we're still waiting for that update. But if you look over here, here's a little description on what it'll be. With a new color and changes to crafting and loot patterns, I put together a couple of quick graphics illustrating what drops, where, and how to craft the new gear. I hope it helps. This first image shows a loot that can drop from each repeatable campaign mission in Chapter 22. If you look, you can see all the gear showing up right there in that graphic. And then purely scrap-based items drop from the first mission. So that's a plus. All that, look at all those different scraps dropping from that one. Here, let me see if I can get a bigger image going here. On the far left side, you can see 4 new scraps all in one campaign mission. Now that is something definitely new for sure. Simple scroll-based items, ingredients drop from the second and third missions. If you look at that, you can see the scraps for the new gear over there. Now you can see the milks have went over there. You can see the cactus and the hustle. I think that's called the hustle. Those are in the next 2 mission or campaign missions after that. Now it seems like the drop rate should be better. And then if you look down here, it shows each campaign mission and it shows what gear is dropped right here. Let's take a look at that. Look at that. Now if you look there, it's only showing the Cyan gear. It's not and the latest orange 8 drop gear and orange 7. But if you read below here, this shows which final items and their ingredients are associated with each mission. The first category are gear crafted from 50 scraps. The scraps drop from the mission. The next 2 types of gear, the Triassic Trinket and Ruby Flip-Flops, require a scroll crafted from 50 scroll scraps and a complete item which is crafted from 50 scraps. The scroll scraps drop in these 2 missions. The final type of gear requires a scroll crafted from 50 scroll scraps and 2 items crafted from 50 scraps. The missions drop the scroll scraps and the item scraps. So if you look at that, you know, it seems like it's a lot less gear than what it would normally drop in the older missions, but this could be something different. But if you notice, you can see the tiers of them. You got the little scraps on the left that just require the scraps, and that's in the first mission. And then there's 2 or 4 gears in the next 2 missions that only require 1 set of 50 plus the scroll from the new gear. And then the last 4 missions, those are most likely the highest tier gear that will drop, you know, that requires 2 separate items other than the scroll scrap for the main gear. So that seems like a plus right there. We don't have to farm 100 fad diets anymore. The goal was that you would only have to grind 1 mission to complete a piece of gear. Other game modes like challenges in Boss Pit and Titan Temple may supplement this, but are not necessary. And I guess Sven's Sword of Doom full item will drop. So no more gear farming just to craft that Sword of Doom. Now we don't know what these bonuses are for these gears. You know, as you can see, 08 is still the max. And then best you can do is, you know, get a look at, you know, from the Holy Pale, for example. And then all you can see is just that. It doesn't give you any stats or anything, so we don't know what those stats are going to be yet at Cyan Blue. And also with all that different gear, you know, it makes you wonder also if, you know, once we hit Cyan, is it going to be all, you know, right there, or all Cyan Blue gear? Is it going to be a half and half? Because I mean, like if you look at, like, let's say this guy, this is one of the guys I haven't worked on. As soon as we hit purple 4, the first orange item shows up. Now with our orange 8, we didn't have a Cyan gear show up at all on that. But when you get to this next part, then you look and then there's 2 orange gear. And then there's 3 orange gear. And then there's 4 orange gear. Then there's 5 orange gear. And at orange 4, it's all orange gear. And the rest of the way is all orange gear. Not to mention all the purple scrap farming involved with that gear. But, so I'm wondering, once we hit that Cyan level, is there going to be 3 Cyans on top? 2 of them, like the way, orange started with 2 orange gears? Or is it going to be only 1? I mean, I'm not sure what that's going to be. But I am predicting that next week is when our gear will drop. And I have been farming. I have been farming for what's coming up next. I did a lot of pre-farming, if you notice here. I mean, there's a typical thousands plus of the regular gear that we always get. But if you look down here, I've been saving up. I have 474 bombs. I have 422 of those greased lightnings. I have 400 of those. I've been just saving and saving and saving and saving for all this gear. I got purple gear saved too. I mean, look at that. Fad Diet's the biggest thing about Orange 8 gear. And I got 10 of them. I mean, it's a really good thing to have a store stocked up like that. And also I had to pick up a little bit of the sandwiches and a little bit of the pocket protectors. Because, they're going to release new heroes, of course. So, you're going to have to save up on those too. So that way when that hero comes out, all you're going to spend trying to do is just getting that hero instead of having to farm their gear once you get that hero. And I have a couple of items in here. I haven't really fused them all together to make the solid item, but, I don't have much in that department. I mean, these guys are showing up in shops now. I mean, look at the price change on these. I just loving the price changes on these. I mean, this has dropped down to 3,250 for the 4D glasses. That's a plus. I think it used to be like 7,000 or more. The glass cannon, that's a big one. That's a big thing for intellect heroes going through the Ore 4 plus. And this is only 3,000. It used to be 30,000. I mean, that's always a plus. The championship belt sitting there at 2,500. It seems the price of that has kind of went up, but those are kind of easy to make anyways. But yes, there it is. There's the there's little tip or little information on the new update. There's no new heroes that show up yet, so we'll see what happens there. Usually, how much they like to do that. Soul chest still the same. I mean, they got a newer hero. They don't got the newest. Back when I first started this game, I grinded up and tried to get myself to VIP 11 so that I can partake in getting those soul chests that get the new heroes. I mean, for those of you who've never done soul chests, if the main hero in the soul chest right there isn't the hero or it is the brand new hero and you don't have them yet, that first chest you buy or get for free will be the full stones for that hero to get that hero. I mean, that used to be an awesome thing to do, and I grinded up to try to get to that level. Once I finally did, it seems to be that they changed it right over, and all of a sudden all these older heroes, I've had Dragon Slayer for quite some time since she first come out, maybe like 2 contests in after she first came out. And yeah, so hopefully that gets changed back pretty soon. And also with this new update, they've already pre-released a couple of things. I went and got this guy right away, his new mastery skin. I like it. I think it's pretty good. It looks a lot more, badass than his standard one. He kind of looks like a raggedy old man on that one, Now he looks like a king. Another one that they released is Vulture Dragon. He's got his new skin there. He's kind of a darker. He's got, a little, I don't know, it looks like just a color change. Maybe a couple extra things to add to his claws or something. I don't know. He looks a little furrier, looks a little darker, more black and red style or dark blue. Maybe a midnight blue color. So, yep, there's him. Oh, they added a couple extra horns too. So, they're only mastery skins too. I forgot to mention that. That's another awesome thing, is because usually they're so, they're really productive when it comes to adding new contest skins. I mean, if you look at, Corgi, he was a contest skin only. I mean, it wasn't his mastery. He still doesn't have a mastery. Plant Soul, that's contest only. Plant Soul's been out for so long, and she still doesn't have a mastery skin. She just got that one. So without further ado, I bet you guys don't want to sit here and talk about skins the whole time. I went into briefly on what is needed for Spirit Wolf for runes. Basically, the way the meta is working right now, you want to get that wolf to be as much starting energy and as much movement speed as you can. Now, another supplement to wolf is Dungeon Man for this with the meta. Now, what you want to do with Dungeon Man is you want to get all 3 expertise down here, and then you want to get as much as you can expertise and tertiaries up here. I mean, I don't got much for my expertise up here. I'm still working on getting those. But if you notice, my expertise level is 83.1. Now, what you want to do is you want to get that 95 expertise. That's the number to aim for. See, Bountiful Basement will give you 310 energy at the start of combat. All right. And then for every level, expertise or skill level, you get 2 energy extra. So at 95 expertise, you will get a grand total of 190 starting energy, and that will put that at the 500 mark. Now, the 500 mark is a golden mark because when you have your Spirit Wolf, I mean, everybody will want to throw up all the starting energy they can on her and, try to get her to that 500 mark so she's ready to fire. But since she's set up with the river runes, she gains that extra 20% energy gain. So 20% of 500 starting energy is a whole extra 100. So 600 is what she's going to be getting from Dungeon Man. So now you only need 400 energy. So another good thing to do is, have a couple of, full starting energies, and then you want to get yourself some movement speed on her. Movement speed will get her to her position on the screen a lot quicker than what she would normally be. On your majors, if you run 2 starting energy minors, then you'll want to run 2 starting energy majors. Now, I don't have my wolf completed. If you notice, her starting energy right down here is at 334. I'm trying to get to that 400 mark. What I need to do is I need to go here, and I need to get one boost like that one right there on starting energy for up here or down here. I've been farming them, and nothing seems to be coming out. Oh, also as well, I don't have the perfect keystone right now. I mean, I just went for the first starting energy keystone that I could get. But ideally, what you might... let me see what I can do with this one. Let me see if it shows up. Well, that's a pretty good one right there. I mean, I would definitely trade that. As soon as I farm a little more keystones to feed into that, then I'll add that one on her. But starting energy is the big plus that you want to get on her for the keystone. And another thing to do when you're working on your starting energy minors, you want to get those movement speed turrets on there. I mean, that one's at 11.52. It's okay. I think it's a 2 proc, a 1 or a 2 proc. But like this one right here, movement speed 23%. That's a 3 proc right there. That's really good to have. I'm sorry, that's not a 3 proc. That might be a 2 proc as well. Because, I mean, basically, if it's going to be a 4 proc, it's going to be that 57.6%. And this one is only at 23. It's only half of that. So this one's probably a 2 proc, and that one's probably a 1 proc. I also have another 2 proc up here, though, to add to that. So you're looking at a good over 100% movement speed. If you look down here, 115.2%. That is a really good thing to have. Some of the best wolves I've went up against have the starting energy they need, and also they have about 150%, let's say, looking at that. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I have my starting energy turrets up there, and there's, it's, as far as the major primaries go, the way she's running right now, it's not really needed. I mean, you want to throw attack speed up there, you want to throw magic resist up there, that's fine, whatever. Skill power, I believe, ideally would be the best thing, because once she throws her white out there, So you're going to want to deal as much damage as you can. So another interesting thing to throw in the line with Spirit Wolf is, of course, one of my favorites, the Dust Devil. Now, the problem with running Dust Devil with your Spirit Wolf is that Dust Devil will be in the front of the line of Spirit Wolf. I mean, Dust Devil's going to give her that extra 125% on her white skill because that's a stun. And, you know, it'll deal a lot more damage. I mean, it can one-shot a lot of teams, you know. But what you want to do is you want to get that Spirit Wolf to be as close to the front of the line as possible. I mean, a lot of these members up here... Oh, never mind. They're running shamans. What you want to do is basically negate the whole reason for having shaman in this line. For Coliseum, that's also a plus because you can run shaman with your DOT line instead of sticking them in that line to get Wolf going quicker. All right, let's see. I think I might be able to find one. Here's one. This guy right here. He's got a 130 plus, I believe, on movement speed for that Wolf. But that's not why I'm here. Right now, I'm here to show you the lineup. Alright, you know, Dungeon Man and then Spirit Wolf. Another thing for your defense, you know, of course, so you don't get all that energy drain, is having her in there. Dragon Slayer. And then you're gonna want, that's about as close to the front as you're gonna want to get, as you can get her with those two sitting in there as a required hero to have in there. So you can throw Void in there for those that don't have Dragon Slayer and they won't be able to get their Wolf off first. And then you throw in Moondrake in the back. And look at see how close she is to the front now? I mean, it'll be a lot better with her closer to the front than, you know, a lot of people are, you know, throwing her in and then they're going to throw Shaman in. There she is. She got bumped back a spot. And then let's say, you know, they want to prevent against all the Tasties, so then they throw him. Now she's in the very back. She's going to be the last one to show up on stage. So yeah, you want to try to keep her closest to the front as you can. Movement speed, starting energy, and closest to the front as you can. Now for Coliseum, another really good thing to have, you know, I have my Thief set up on the front there. That really helps out against a lot. It pushes her back, but Thief, you know, I saw a post on Discourse that showed that Thief is getting a buff from your Dungeon Man and also the enemy Dungeon Man in the lines. I mean, that's a huge thing. That's 2 starting energy bonuses to her. That's at least 620. So she's ready to go right away most of the time. But yeah, you know, you want to get a damage over time line going. You know, you're going to want that Shaman in there to help Dracul and Spider go off a lot quicker, and you know, it's just so much easier that way. Because I mean, Dracul, another thing is starting energy is his set. So yeah, you know, you want to try to boost your heroes up the best you can to conserve what you have. So here's my first in-depth guide on Spirit Wolf. It's, I think, the last full rune guide that I've went on with Spirit Wolf was Archer. But so here she is, and I hope you guys can grind and get some good luck on your side. Try it. You know, it's best to try to do the best you can with starting energy and movement speed. That's the best I can tell you for her right now. It may change with future heroes to come out to counteract that banner. You know, you never know what's going to happen with Dragon Soul. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, comment if you'd like. And I'll be around for more videos. Thanks. Bye.